Good morning and welcome back to the Football Show. I am absolutely delighted to say that we are now joined by someone who's fixed his connections. It's the Arsenal head coach, Mikel Arteta. Good morning, Mikel.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get straight into it with you. How are preparations going?
Yeah, they're going well, very different to our usual preparations. But we are getting all the protocols right. The players are getting used to it, and it's been a challenge for the coaches, but we are happy how it's going.
How were the players? You played against Brentford in one of your friendlies. What did you learn from that performance, despite the loss?
No, we're trying different things. We're trying to give minutes in the legs to all the players. Obviously, you have to change a lot of players through the games. Getting adapted to playing in an empty stadium as well, and not taking that energy from the fans. But it was good. We played 2 friendlies to get a little bit the rhythm. We haven't played for a while, and to try to make it as close as possible to a real game.
Mikel, what do you think? Obviously, training under lockdown has been different. What's been the biggest challenge for you? You've probably had to adjust your methods, haven't you, as well, during this lockdown period?
The biggest one has been to try to be connected with everybody, and I'm not just talking about the players, but all the staff as well. With the players, most important, their mental health. I think that's vital. They have their routines. They are used to do training. They are used to be around people, and it's a different situation. I spend a lot of time trying to get to know them better and try to treat them individually, what they need, how could we help them, and make sure that they feel that they're getting looked after. And then slowly, with individual training session, with the small groups, and now having everybody together and be a better team than we were before, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good in a way because more or less everybody's fit. Am I right in saying that? I mean, you've got Rob Holding back available, so that must be a welcome addition to the squad.
Absolutely, and they've been looking after themselves really, really well during that period. Obviously, some live in apartments, some live in big houses, and we just try to fulfill those limitations. But overall, it's been a very good experience as well to get to know each other much better.
Mikel, we saw before the Brentford game, the players took the knee and they each wore different T-shirts with different writing on it to symbolise their support of the Black Lives Matter movement. I just wondered whether that was something the players wanted to do. Was it their idea? Was it the club's idea? How did it come about?
The thing that I like most that it came from them. I got a phone call from the captains asking permission to do that. I spoke with the club straight away, and we were very clear that we wanted to support their first intentions. Everybody collaborated yesterday. We created the shirts, and I think it was a really strong message, and it's more powerful because it comes from there, because they deeply think that they have to support this type of causes.
And Mikel, your first game back, you take your Arsenal team back to your old club, Manchester City. How strange is that going to be for you, playing against Pep Guardiola, playing against Man City, a club where you had great success? Are you looking forward to that, or is it a little bit strange to go back?
It is going to be strange. I can't deny that. Obviously, I know everybody there. I spent 4 magnificent years with those players, those staff, and that club. But I'm really excited as well. I can't wait to start competing, playing back again, and do what we love most, which is to play football. And it was going to be very, very special for me, but I'm really looking forward to it.
I think if you look over the last couple of years, Mikel, away games have been a little problem, away form, picking up results. Of course, under these conditions with no crowds, it might be an advantage for the likes of you going to somewhere like Manchester City with no crowd. Do you see that as a possible advantage?
I hope it is, and we've got a good thing to measure what's happening in Bundesliga at the moment. So it's going to help. I think football is passion and is energy, and when you lose that, things balance much more, in my opinion. But I know how strong they are. I know what they're able to do if they are all switched on the day. So we have to be really well prepared to try to go there and win the game.
Let's remind ourselves on the league table, because a lot of people haven't seen this for a long time while football hasn't been up and running. This is where Arsenal stand when everything is resumed. You're ninth at the moment. What is the ambition for this season, Mikel, and what would success mean for you?
Well, the ambition in this period is to get back, as I said before, and be a better team than we were on that moment. We were in a really good run before we stopped the coronavirus. And I want to go day by day with this team. And then game after game, be competitive in every game and go to any stadium and try to win. This has to be us. That's the way I feel, and that's the way I believe is the best way to approach every game.
Well, let's look at those games, because we've already mentioned that the next game that you play, the first one back, will be against Manchester City, and then it's Brighton and Southampton. How do you feel when you look at this run of fixtures?
Yeah, that's you better be right. To playing away from home is an advantage, because we're going to play 4 times in a row away from home. So hopefully you guys are right.
We have.
What about the fitness of?
You go, Alan.
Sorry, Laura. I was just going to say, Mikel, what about the fitness of the lads? It's obviously not up to 100%, but that's going to be the case with your opponents as well. Mark. At what level? Yeah.
That's the biggest question mark, because we've been trying in big groups just for 10 days, I think, and competition. Yeah, you can play a friendly game, you can play 45 minutes, but it's nothing to do with the Premier League rhythm at all. And I will have to see that. I think it will be very difficult to sustain big rhythms for 90 minutes for the first few games at least. So let's try to play that as well.
Yeah, and the 5 substitutes, of course, that means you can change things a lot more than you would otherwise be able to. But I suppose you want to be careful you don't disrupt the rhythm, the pattern of the game.
Yeah, it's, again, a new thing that we have to adapt as coaches. The communication as well is going to be really important, because if you are going to change 5 plays, a lot of things are going to change in your game plan. But it's things that we have to be prepared and consider, obviously, to try to change and adapt the game in our best possible way.
Mikel, individually for you, what have you learned during this time off? Has it given you a chance to finesse anything in terms of your managerial style or think about new things? Mikel, can you hear us?
No, I can hear you now. Sorry, yes.
Oh, brilliant. No problem. Thought you were just really thinking about that one. Just asked whether or not... I just asked whether or not in the time that you've had away from football matches, what you've learned about yourself, and whether you've been exploring other avenues or reading up and tweaking anything for your own managerial style.
First of all, how lucky I am to do what I love most, to be where I am with the people that I want, and how precious is the life that we have before the lockdown. And after as well, looking personally, the family that I have around me, the things that I've been able to do on this time that I never able to do that, and that I have to value much more sometimes that I do personally. And then that we have to look after people much more than we do, and sometimes we are very selfish, and there is a lot of people out there that needs help, and when we get together, that's really, really powerful, and hopefully we have learned a lesson from that.
You won't get the normal amount of time in terms of the off-season, because everything is being squeezed and fitted in as much as possible. So while you're preparing for the remaining part of this season, are you also having to keep a close eye on plans for next season as well?
Yes, in many ways as well. We don't know what's going to happen with the transfer window at the moment. Pre-season looks like we're not going to be able to go anywhere, so we have to have all those things in consideration, and even the time that we're going to have for that preparation is not clear at the moment. So it's a lot of uncertainties there that we have to start to plan a few options, so we don't get caught up after when they release the dates.
Okay, well, Mikel, we won't keep you any longer. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you guys.